This is just a scenario, okay? I don't use Copilot and Claude AI. Do you think I would still get a job?
I think so. I mean, I don't see a reason why you shouldn't if your
Hmm.
technical skill is good.
Hmm.
It's just that you need to be willing to learn.
So, welcome to Web Stories with Sachin. This is season 1, episode 4. Today we have a special guest, Maya Shavin. And to tell you more about Maya, Maya is a full stack web developer with 15 plus years of experience in building web and cloud applications. Her current role is lead software engineer at Salesforce. She has also worked on at Microsoft previously. She is also an O'Reilly author. She wrote 2 books. The latest one is Learning Vue from O'Reilly. Yeah, both the books, and the other one is also on Vue.js front end development. But there she co-authored, or she wrote, as mentioned, she wrote 2 chapters, I believe. And this book, the O'Reilly Publications, is basically available in a lot of languages as well. So if some of my audience are from a different country, want to learn more about Vue, I did check the table of content. I don't have the book yet, but definitely it is worth to take a look. It's not only for the beginners, but also for the experts. It's a recommended book. I also saw it has covered Vue.js 3 composition API and Vue.js 3 with TypeScript. And I guess you also covered Pinia stores, which I guess is a wonderful addition to the book. And right, she is also an international tech speaker. I guess that's how I found Maya. I was seeing her Front End Nation talk, and I constantly see her X feed with different tech talks or conferences. She has been to JS Nation, Vue.js Amsterdam, and also React Next. A lot of if you see, probably her camera is today not aligned, but her wall is full of different badges from so many. Right.
Let me see. I can show it. Yeah.
Yes, there you go. Right. I was
Okay.
always, wow, seeing that. Right. And she's also an open source contributor, and she's a Google developer expert. Lately, she has been also working a lot on AI development, and she is also a valuable member in empowering women in STEM. So that's Maya. That's a lot. Thank you for coming to the show. Definitely have a lot of questions to talk about your expertise. Welcome, Maya.
Thank you for inviting me. Really. It's my pleasure to be here. And yeah, wow, I must say, I love the graphic and the introduction. I mean, I didn't expect that to realize that I did that a lot.
That a lot, right? There are a lot of things, they are in bits and pieces, but when I put everything in one slide, it is a good introduction. Good, Maya. So I'll directly go to. I hope I didn't miss anything from this list.
I think it's more than enough.
So my first question is, what first sparked your interest in web development? I saw that you previously had a degree in economics, and somehow along the way you found web development. How did you find this?
Well, actually, that's a very interesting question because I
Hmm.
started with a business degree,
Hmm.
and I actually started when I was in high school, like secondary school, and I started my first programming course,
Hmm.
and I did it with Turbo Pascal, so it's like really long time ago.
Right, right.
So that was the programming thing, and then after that, I switched to business, so didn't have any more programming thing related. But
Hmm.
then, so my first internship, I have an internship in Intel a couple of years back
Hmm.
in university,
Hmm.
and then I got an offer to stay there. But anyway, so when I
Hmm.
stayed there, we had was my first time that I interact with web
Hmm.
development is I have to work with our IT interns to
Hmm.
build some sort of a website to for the whole team
Okay.
to book the lunch during lunchtime. And that was
Uh-huh.
fun because back then, we don't have the whole thing, HTML, makeup, everything. So he kept telling me that there's no way you can display this. You cannot, dynamic generating the element. And what he did, he took the doc, he converted into the PDF and then used Flash, I think
Mm-hmm.
Flash, put the whole
Okay.
picture,
Mm-hmm.
put the whole PDF inside the website, embed it in, and it's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
just use it. And I'm like, I don't believe that's the only way to do it. That's web development for you. We use jQuery, so good luck.
Mm-hmm.
From that, I kind of play around with BSP, can write like WordPress, configure my website and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. And then after that, when I switched to, I actually didn't like web development in the beginning because it's
Uh-huh.
like to me it's like it's so limited. And then the first
Mm-hmm.
time when I had to build an application on the web applications that allow me to control my home device using Wi-Fi, and that was
Mm-hmm.
the first time I heard about Azure server. And then I got to learn about JQ Touch. And then I
Mm-hmm.
thought, like, I kind of like the web because now you can actually develop something that
Mm-hmm.
dynamic and interactive. And I only like to see the UI from end to end. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
more focused about the UI, like how it looks. So that's how I got into the like that's
That's
how I really got interested in that.
mm,
But I didn't start as a web developer.
that's the beauty of it, right? You do something you see right on the screen, and you can play around. Right.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah. It's,
Thanks
it's
for
also pretty simple though. Like you can just open the console log and modify the HTML and you see it right away. Like the whole
mm-hmm.
development is so straightforward. Just JavaScript. You can also use some sort of editor and doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Back then when I was used to be a C++ developer, it's like every
Mm-hmm.
C sharp. It's like you have
Mm-hmm.
to open Visual Studio and then you have to have a program and you have to compile it. It was so much more
Right, right. I mean, today I guess VS Code is also lead editor for web development, I believe.
Yeah, I mean that was before where that was Visual Studio, like
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft Visual Studio, and then you have the free version is Visual Studio Code, and now
Right.
Visual Studio Code can run with anything. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I like Visual Studio Code. It's still very much the dominant in the market. So
Good. So, thanks for sharing the story. It's always, I can always relate when you start developing something and when you immediately see something on the screen. That's a really a beautiful experience. Right. So, next is a personal round. I'm in the field of web development. So, have you built any app that made your life easy? What's your most favorite one? I mean, I have seen
oh,
a couple of them. One was a extension in Visual Studio Code, and other one was a color generator. But do you have something your personal favorite?
wow, that's you know what? I experiment a lot. Like mostly GitHub. My GitHub repo is where I kind of experiment different ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Yeah.
went on the way, some stay there. I might say my website is what make my life easy.
Right.
So
Right.
that's one of the that one of the projects that I'm kind of favorite at the moment because I
Mm-hmm.
like it's the place where I can dump all my things I
Ah.
supposed
Right.
to remember. And I also can share my knowledge so I don't have to go here, don't have to go there and
Mm-hmm.
start writing. It's also a way, it's like my own world, like a
Mm-hmm.
place to show to
Yeah.
actually tell me how to say to document what my journey was
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
and to keep myself updated about all the
Mm-hmm.
activities that I did.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I forgot, but in general, yes, that was my first one. I would say if you're talking about the tool, then I'm still using Code Cover and the VS Code extension that
Mm-hmm.
work with GitHub to
Mm-hmm.
generate the image cover
Mm-hmm.
automatically for your blog post, and
Mm-hmm.
then you can either save it locally or you can upload
Mm-hmm.
it to Cloudinary and store it there. I
Mm-hmm.
use it almost every time when I write my blog post, and I don't really have time
Mm-hmm.
to actually design the image cover. I mean, I love design, but I'm not
Mm-hmm.
designer. So it saves my time a lot. I just
Mm-hmm.
give it some kind of an image. I tell it this is the template. So can you
Mm-hmm.
generate it based on my metadata of my
Mm-hmm.
blog post, which is
Mm-hmm.
Markdown, and it gave me a pretty okay, decent image that is good enough to put there, and I'll just automate it on the way.
Okay.
But recently, the tool I like is the one that I built with using AI to actually schedule and promote
Mm-hmm.
my blog post whenever I finish writing. It
Mm-hmm.
will schedule for me when it's published, and
Mm-hmm.
then it will generate all these social media posts that it will just mass posting at the same
Right.
time.
Yes, you told about this. You're building an MCP server to make your writing workflow easy, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that was one of my talk recently. Yeah.
Right, right. I'm also excited to see that coming out because I'm also getting into writing and it would make definitely life easy.
I mean,
Awesome.
I don't have a really one single most proud favorite favorite because
Mm-hmm.
depends on which period of my life I will be happy I will be proud of certain things I made.
Mm-hmm.
So, but recently I make a lot of tools with AI.
Mm-hmm.
I even won I think what a hackathon twice with a tool that I built
Oh,
for root cause analysis. For one is for Microsoft and one is for Salesforce, and
okay,
which is
nice.
cool.
Congrats. You said you won on the hackathon, right?
Yeah, we won. I
Nice.
won. Not me. It's the whole team.
The whole team,
The
yeah.
team won. So we developed some kind of AI that analyzed the root cause
Mm-hmm.
of manufacturing. So that actually got into become a product on the
Mm-hmm.
way.
Mm-hmm.
A different team is developing it, but for my
Mm-hmm.
and then when I joined Salesforce, we have
Mm-hmm.
internal hackathon, and then I do something similar to
Mm-hmm.
help me writing a root cause analysis report easier for all the
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's cool.
So it's like basically you have the power, like the superpower, right? When you want something, you build your own product immediately. And I guess with AI, it has become even super easy that you can literally build any applications that you want. Sometimes, wipe code it if it is a simple one, but yeah, if it is a
Well,
complex.
yeah, it does make a developer lives more
Mm-hmm.
productive. I mean, I don't have to trying to go and search. It used to be like you need to go and Google search for
Mm-hmm.
written through pages of documents to understand how to build an API, how to pull the data and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
now you have an assistant that you can actually ask it
Mm-hmm.
and they give you some sort of guideline you can just follow from that.
Right, right.
It's not going to replace you, but it's like a friend, a buddy, like a pair
Hmm.
programmer that you can have.
I definitely have AI round, so I guess
Mhm.
I'll save this for the AI round.
Okay.
All right, so the next question is how to maintain expertise in both fields like React and Vue. Is it possible? Because I saw that you're a core Vue developer, I guess, when you started. I'm also a Vue.js developer when I started, but I'm also doing a React application. I'm like more into going to React. And I also see that you are also doing a lot in React. And I guess one of the talk was in performance optimization using use callback from Frontend Nation.
Yeah, it's
So
from React.
exactly. So how do you maintain this expertise in both fields? Is it possible?
Well, the truth is, I don't really emphasize on the framework so much. I'm
Mm-hmm.
more emphasized on the JavaScript part, like
Mm-hmm.
can really know how to write good JavaScript code.
Right.
And then the nice thing about these two frameworks, that even though it's different, is actually the concept behind it is pretty similar.
Mm-hmm.
So, so just both are doing with virtual DOM. So you actually, if you understand
Right.
the concept, you can work with them. The syntax really it really make a headache when you have to switch. It's like context switch is hard.
Mm.
To be honest, I don't maintain expertise like I don't try to maintain expertise in balancing like 50-50 or something. Honestly, I mean, I more have more hands-on experience on React recently
Mm-hmm.
than on Vue, like
Mm-hmm.
because I work with a lot of complex application on React and do a lot of testing, integration, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I can, my side projects, almost all my side projects, the front end are built in Vue.
Mm-hmm.
And I also try to like say if I write something on React, then I try to think of a way that whether it can be rewritten in Vue and whether this is a good
Mm-hmm.
thing or not. But that's require a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not an easy path. At
Mm-hmm.
some point you have to choose. Like
Right,
you
right.
really have to choose which one is your main expertise and which
Mm-hmm.
one is your less good, but you still at the certain standard.
So, are you working on React application at Salesforce?
No, we have something called the internal system called Lightning Web Component. So it's like a web component. So it's based on web component with Shadow DOM and things like that. So it's
Mm-hmm.
another concept to learn. So it's challenging. I can tell you, it's interesting concept and it's challenging.
Okay, okay, nice. But what is your personal favorite, React or Vue?
Wow, I always say that I react with a view. So I
React?
tend to react with a view. I mean, I like view, so you can see here I have view. This
Right,
one,
right.
yeah. I really like view. It's
Mm-hmm.
very, how to say, it's really focused framework on front
Mm-hmm.
end. So
Mm-hmm.
everything already out of the box, everything is optimized for you. You don't have to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
In comparison with React, React is like more like a library, and that
Mm-hmm.
okay, this is what, and then this is what we give you, and you
Mm-hmm.
have to decide what you want to do with it, what you want to
Mm-hmm.
use it, and how you want to optimize it.
Yeah.
And that can be fun if you really want to dig in, but if for
Mm-hmm.
certain cases you just want to get something and get it ready, or you just want to have it out of the box, and then Vue is better.
Vue.
And
Mm-hmm. Even
but
I felt that.
sometimes, but sometimes it's the syntax. I must say I kind of like the JS syntax in React better than Vue, because then in
Really?
Vue I have to switch between the template, and then
Yeah.
you have to switch between the script, and then the CSS in CSS is another story. But anyway, in React you can just mix them together and
Right.
write
But
JavaScript code and
yeah.
HTML syntax inside. It's then trade off.
I have a different take on this because with Vue, everything was put inside script and on before mount or on mounted everything. But here I felt like React was fully use effects, so many use effects.
Oh, that's just because they just basically too many opinions, and
Okay.
there's no one single, how to say, one best ways to do it.
Yeah.
I
Right.
remember when hooks just come out, everyone
Hmm.
were like, okay, let's just use effect. Yeah, if
Hmm.
you want something side effect, why use effect? And then
Hmm.
you use effect here, use effect there, and then it's become like a whole mess because no one actually understands what it means.
Hmm.
And in that you wouldn't see it in
Hmm.
Vue though. In Vue,
Hmm.
it's not working that way though. So
Right. Good. I guess this is also one of the most argued conversation also on the internet between Vue and React.
well, in the
Okay.
end, it comes down to what is the most convenient ways to do it and what you like. The personal preference.
Right, right. But I guess, yeah, if somebody just started with React for, I don't know, is working for 5 to 10 years and suddenly switches to Vue, then probably he doesn't like Vue.
It's
Yeah,
likewise the other way around. It's not the same thing.
exactly.
I mean,
Okay.
I don't have any strong things against it. As
Uh,
long as it's not jQuery, that's fine. I mean, in the
mm,
end, if you put it together at the end, it's just go down to
mm.
what you call it, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, right?
Right, right, right,
And it's more like another wrapper layer that help
right,
you
right.
give you
Mm.
more out of the box features. So
Yep, that's true.
if you understand how it works and implement it the best according to the best practice,
Mm-hmm.
then you save and then you will like it. But if you don't, then you will have a lot
Mm-hmm.
of problems. Then you will start hating it. But
Right, right.
again, for Vue, you have very clear best practice what to do. For
Mm-hmm.
React, the other way, you have so many considered best practice where no one know what it is. So
All right. Okay, thank you for that detailed conversation there. Let's go to the next round. So this round is basically advice for juniors and mid-level developers. So my first question is, how can junior web developers survive and stand out in today's AI job market?
Wow, that's a hard question. I don't know how to answer for you because it's really di different between
It's
people
an
to people, different
mm,
market,
mm,
different country also, different company. So
mm.
I cannot say that one
But let me give
advice
you a
for one.
situation. If you were the hiring tech person, hiring senior developer, hiring junior developers, then what would you expect in
I
this market?
was I think it's more about the mindset. It's like
Hmm.
it used to be that you can just code and you can just know to start from zero. Like it used to
Hmm.
be like you get a one bug and as long as you know how to fix it, or you can just
Hmm.
sit there do coding. You get a task and then you do coding according to that, and that's fine. That used to be like that. But nowadays, when we hire, we actually look for more than just that. We also look more into how you collaborate, how you create thinking, how you can, how to say, embed it, like integrate, actually, not integrate, yeah, integrate, like take advantage of AI tools in order to build something. Basically, more about problem solving, critical thinking ways of doing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really like lead code or things like
Hmm.
that. I know companies still do that,
Right, right.
but anyway, and AI can do the lead code for you. It's just the way you approach the way that you want to show approach the problem, how you which tool that you're using, how you can clearly release down the flow of implementation, or the flow of like the flow of thoughts in order to solve a problem. That's more important.
Yes, so you mean to say it's full of thoughts, how organized he is, and how fast his solution is, and how he's able to optimize in the end.
I wouldn't say how fast. I would
Hmm.
say like how reliable or something like that. I mean, of course, you also need to get fast because we work with deadline, but you need to know how to communicate. Communicate more become more and more important because you also communicate with AI, you communicate with a human self.
Right. And you also would say the AI tools is also important, right? So let me say, I would say I am a person who doesn't use Copilot. This is just a scenario, okay? I don't use Copilot and Claude AI. Do you think I would still get a job?
I think so. I mean, I don't see a reason why you shouldn't if your technical skill is good. It's just that you need to be willing to learn.
Right, right.
Basically, willing to learn is also one of the criteria. I mean, regardless whether AI or not AI
Right,
market. So, and how fast you can learn. That's
right, right.
also important.
That's always the case, I guess, in every hiring, right? Willingness to learn and how fast you can learn. Right.
Yeah, but junior nowadays you really need to work harder. There was saying that you can be just a small screw in the big machine. Like just never think like that. If you think, you will have to think about how we can become more just one screw and yeah, build more like experiment, build more project. I wouldn't say that I'm not a fan of let AI code everything for you.
Right.
You have to know what you do and stuff.
That's true. Otherwise, there will be like more number of lines for every simple things that is already.
Yeah.
Okay. So my next question is, what non-technical skills you recommend people? Are there any books or videos you like to recommend or any other resources?
Wow. I think we just talked about this. One of the thing is learning, like always try to learn. Um, and another thing is communication. I
Communication.
found I found out that a lot of time that communication hold the key and to succeed. Like you really need to know how to communicate. That's including a lot of emotional intelligence, how to deal with people, but it's important. Yeah.
That's true. I mean, everything is communicating, right? When you're working in a big team, talking to managers, talking to colleagues.
Yeah, how you present yourself also.
Exactly.
That's important.
And do you recommend any resources to get some for someone who wants to get better at communication?
Talking about book or video or something, or just
Anything,
in general?
anything that you want to recommend.
I think one of my very first mentors said to
Mm-hmm.
me that
Mm.
it's hard to get a feedback. It's
Okay.
very tough to get to receive bad feedback. Like
Mm-hmm.
back review, code review, the same thing. It's your
Mm-hmm.
ego will always like, no, it's me. I want to protect my feeling and thing like that. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
not my problem. Something like that. Learning how to let it go.
Okay.
Asking be like, okay, you can try. How say it? He said that the feedback always comes, whether
Mm-hmm.
or not you choose to be happy with it or be bad, be feel bad with it. Just deal with it. Just let it go. So
Okay.
just be patient. Be a lot of patience
Mm-hmm.
and ask feedback. Even if the first time will be hard, like just
Mm-hmm.
like any code review. The first code review is always hard. And
Right.
then you slowly you take it easy and you get used to that.
Right. Right.
I mean, anyway, feedback is always important for improvement.
Mm.
There's no one is perfect. So
Okay.
other than that, I mean, I don't know. I didn't really, I'm not a very sociable person, but
Really,
I try to
I
say,
disagree. Your talks are always, very enthusiastic or joyful.
I don't know, that's the funny thing, yeah. Whenever I tell people, my friends or everyone else, even my managers, I say, I'm a shy person, I don't like to social. And then she was like, excuse me, you're
Yeah.
talking about you? And so anyway, so it
Mm.
took me a while to actually talk to people and try
Mm.
to be more open
Mm-hmm.
and so it's a process. Communication
Okay.
is a process. So my
Mm.
only advice is try to communicate. You fail,
Right.
and then communicate more, and you fail, and then you communicate more. Eventually, it will become better. So don't worry about that.
Okay.
I don't have any suggestion about course. I mean, I don't believe in any
Uh-huh.
self-help book or anything that can
Yep.
really help you on that. But if you're talking about things like books that can really help you technical wise, then
Mm-hmm.
O'Reilly books, for example, can do.
Mm-hmm.
And it really depends where you want to be. So if you want to be a manager, so you have to work on communication skill, management
Right.
skill, and stuff like that. If you want to work on coding, then yeah, or you want to be more efficient and productive. So I would say I love that book. What's that one called? Atomic Habit, right?
Uh, by James Clear, yeah.
Yeah, I love that book. That book is very helpful. Or
Mm-hmm.
seven. No, recently I read a book called Coaching Habit. I
Mm.
don't know. Maybe you already know that book. That is very that's a book about. I enter a course. I joined a course about coaching habit, and
Mm-hmm.
they give you like a workshop. So they teach you how
Mm-hmm.
to ask questions that is very not productive, meaningful, and
Mm.
really help people to really
Mm-hmm.
help people to elaborate further. So, but the coaching habit is actually tell you that try to think a different way, try to praise the sentence
Mm.
in different way that do not making them feel like you're against it or you're pushing your opinion,
Mm.
but more like giving an opportunity for them to develop further, to tell you more about what they're
Mm-hmm.
facing.
Thanks for the recommendation, Maya. I guess I will go to the next one. Next question is writing important for developers? How should one get started and build this habit?
Well, just start it. Writing is not easy, but
Right.
yeah, like you say, it's important. So what I did for my
Mm.
experience that it's just one, I always want to write about it,
Mm.
and I never start because, like anyone else, you would think, okay, who will read it? How do I write it? Just to
Right.
start writing is hard because you also
Mm-hmm.
want to make it more structured, professional. The
Mm.
truth is, forget on about that, just write.
That's right.
You can write one letter, you can write one sentence, you can write
Mm.
gibbish, garbage, whatever you have
Mm.
in mind, put it
Mm.
there
Mm-hmm.
on the document. If you want to write about, I don't know, a bug,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whenever you encounter, the best way to write is to have ideas. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to have ideas in order to write.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like a circle. If you don't write, you
Mm-hmm.
want get more ideas, but you don't work, you don't have no. If you don't write, then you have more time to work, but then you will have more hands-on experience or cases that you want to write. But then if you write, you don't have less time for work, and then you have less ideas, something like that. So what I'm doing is whenever all my writing is actually very connected to my work or my open source experience or any side project. So I fix the bug, I log it, and I saw that, okay, this bug is a common thing. So I just write a small note for myself, how the bugs were found, how fixing it, and then put it on the, I don't know, and Markdown, or maybe in my website or somewhere. And then
Okay.
at some point, I choose one of them and then start writing more into it, into a proper writing. So the best advice for you is just write it there.
Right.
It will, the first one always crap. Don't worry about it. The first one is always the worst one that you have. So just
It
write
gets
it.
better, right, as an
Yeah,
you write
the
more.
more you practice, the better. And also you can nowadays it's much easier. You can use any AI, Grammarly, or
Yeah.
like ChatGPT to actually help you praising and verify that you're writing correctly, stuff like that.
Right.
Yep.
But how writing helped you in getting better in your career? Like in the sense that you were good in your thinking, or you were able to fill in those gaps of knowledge with your writing. Did that?
Well, you know what? That's the thing. That's the important. Most people think that developing is about coding. Actually, most of the time, it's not about coding. It's especially now when you have AI that do the coding for you.
Uh-huh.
You have to know how to write because you need to write to AI how this can code for you.
That is also a
So
skill. Yeah.
think about it. You actually developing something. You need to know how to explain it. So either you explain it by speaking or you explain it by coding, it doesn't matter, but you need to document it. So document is the way of writing. Of course, it's not the same like writing an article because technical document is more concise and it doesn't have like opening, middle, and ending or something like that. But it helps you to process your thought and then it will also kind of find, you will also question yourself whether this is the correct way or not. And that's how you share your knowledge to other people in the team and making an impact. At some point, you being a developer is not part of your career path to improve or to advance in making an impact. And sharing knowledge is making an impact. You're sharing knowledge by writing, even better because now you know how to explain your thought well on writing. And yeah, and documents whatever you've been through, and people find it useful, then you help more and more people. So, something like that.
Sure, sure. That's a great help for others, and I guess it's also a help for you as well at some point to come back to this and see, okay, yeah, I don't have to do again the same Google search or again the same ChatGPT to find that information as well, right?
Actually, yeah, I mean, a couple of months ago, I think when I started, and then in the team we have some bugs in one of the components. It's a weird bug about the responsiveness that it takes the width of the device instead of taking basically it's not responsive, but it's not responsive according to what we want it to be. And then so we had to fix it. So I figure out that that's something that I only wrote about. So I just share my article to the team and say you can check on this article, the solution, and then implement it according to that should fix the problem. And yeah, it works.
So I guess you're shy to talk, just document and send it to them, right?
Yeah, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, nice. So that was the end of that round. So next round is about conference speaking. There is only one question. So the question is, what advice do you have for developers who want to start speaking?
Same thing. Jump in and start speaking.
Just speak.
I mean, it's a bit more tricky than writing.
Right.
Writing, you can just go to choose a platform right in there, and then eventually someone will notice and read it. Speaking, you need to have a good opportunity and a good topic. I mean, a
Right.
topic, not just a good topic, it's just any topic.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to try speaking when joined my first conference about front end, and then
Mm-hmm.
I saw people who sit in there, and I wonder how I can be like that. But I didn't know when and how to start.
Right.
I always think that I'm not good enough. So first of all, delete that thing. You're good enough. That's the first advice. Never think
Okay.
that you're not good enough. And then find opportunity like meetup, local
Mm-hmm.
meetup, build your speaking skill,
Mm-hmm.
and step by step. And then maybe
Mm-hmm.
the company you work for, sometimes they will look for a speaker from the tech side to
Mm-hmm.
talk about specific things that only you know.
Oh,
So
right.
I can tell you my experience that my very first talk on, I think in Vue Amsterdam, that was the
Mm, okay.
first one, and it was so hard. It was so large, like 2,500, 2,000 people, and that one, my very first experience.
Oh.
And the reason I got is because the whole team, I'm the only one who know Vue.
Ah, okay, okay.
And then I also know accessibility, so
Mm-hmm.
they were asking for someone talking about Vue and some and
Mm-hmm.
accessibility, and they're like, "I'll up to that. Let me do it." So I jump in, and yeah,
And how was it? How did it go?
yeah, it was great. It was great. It was I was nervous before, but when I got on, I just kind of forget about it. So but yeah, it was great. Actually, after that, people start asking me questions about accessibility and stuff, and kind of funny. And then after that, I start to do more speaking,
Uh-huh.
like apply for more CFP, polish
Mm.
along the way, and then yeah,
Okay.
and then we get
So I
experience
guess
from there.
one is through the company it's possible. The other thing is maybe you can also approach them if they're looking for speakers, or maybe that works as well, I guess, right?
Yeah, you can use basically you need to have an idea
Oh,
and
mm.
you need to prepare a proposal like an abstract.
Okay, okay.
Like a small abstract that
Mm-hmm.
think of you if you think of like the way that what people want to get out of
Mm-hmm.
your talk, and
Mm-hmm.
then have a lot of conference that open CFP. Just need to pay attention, and or maybe you can approach speakers that already there and ask if they can recommend us. Look at their profile. Because usually you have several conference that is legitimate enough, and so this speaker will go to this conference, and then you will know that if the conference open for CFP, and then you can
Mm-hmm.
submit, or you can try the local meetup. Usually, local meetup we always wants to have a speaking
Speaker, right?
speaker.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I saw that. I recently went to a React meetup locally here, and they were looking for speakers at that time. But I didn't know. I mean, I just went to that was my first meetup, so I just wanted to see how it goes. But it was interesting, and they were open for speakers, and I guess that's the first thing, right? That's the good entry point to
Mm-hmm.
speak, and I guess once you are confident enough, then, as you said, probably write proposals and go to
Right.
the bigger ones. Good. Thank you. Great advices there. Next question is on open source. So, open source, one of your expertise is also contributing to open source. I thought, what skills or mindset do developers need to get started in OS?
Uh, I mean, you don't really need anything. You just need to have a understanding about code, how to write
Hmm.
code, or even know how to write documentation. You can just get into open source,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then you learn along the way. There's not much in there that the open source is like it's public. It's open for everyone.
Right,
So
right.
you just go to, let's say, first of all, you need to find the proper project that you want to contribute. It can
Hmm.
be started by finding a bugs. So my very first open source contribution is that I found a bugs that I found when I try our library, and I found the bugs and I logged an
Hmm.
issue, and then I forget about it. But then the person actually they will appreciate that you found some
Found a bug.
bugs
Okay.
or you request some feature, because that means that you actually
Hmm.
try the product and want is to involve more. And of course, be polite. Yeah.
Hmm.
So man says just be polite and
Okay.
don't try to put any agenda that you have. Because
Hmm.
everyone here It's trying to, don't think every like people that have to be have to fix stuff for you because like open source is free. So
Right,
no
right, right.
one is no one getting paid for that except if someone got sponsored, but still it's not a full-time job.
Right.
So need to be more polite, more understanding, be patient, and if you can fix it for them, they will be more than happy than you
Happy.
create a PR and fix it. And that's also your contribution. So
Okay, okay, great. So if you're someone who is just starting to open source, somebody wants to contribute. So where do you think they should get started? Where should they go and check for this open source projects?
GitHub.
Okay,
I mean, I guess GitHub is the largest one, I think.
okay.
And yeah, then you can search for, I mean, if you want to start and you're not a newbie in the tech world, you probably use some sort of library, or you're not going to develop everything from scratch, right?
Right,
I
right,
mean,
right.
I'm not sure nowadays anyone actually writing everything from vanilla and build their own framework. So if
Right.
you don't and you
Mm-hmm.
actually use some other people's library, then you can start with those libraries that you are
Mm-hmm.
using, check
Mm-hmm.
out
Right.
their repo and see if they have anything that you can contribute or
Mm-hmm.
anything that you
Right.
feel like it's missing, and you can go there
That's a
and
good
contribute to
start.
that.
Okay, okay. So I also saw that you contributed to storefront UI.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was part of OSS, right?
Yeah, it's what OS,
So did you
OSS.
so did you learn a lot by contributing to that, or what do you suggest, like building your own projects? How do you
I
see
also
this?
like it. It's like you started a new project, a new work, a new team. I mean, if you build everything on your own or your own project, that's also good, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like a one-person project. If you join a project like, for example, Storefront UI, which is component library, the mindset
Right.
changing because I actually building component library, not just an applications or anything. The
Mm-hmm.
target audience is different,
Mm-hmm.
the user is different, and they
Right.
have more they have to do, like collaboration is much international wide because
Mm-hmm.
you don't know contributor, you don't know, you have like several core member, but we're
Mm-hmm.
not in the same place, we work virtually,
Mm-hmm.
and we also have another work, so we actually kind of need to find a way to work together, think together, understand how we can build the roadmap for the next one, and who in charge of PR. So a lot of project
Mm-hmm.
management you can learn,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, and also it's more fun, just simply more
Okay.
fun. You have people that actually can
Mm.
go and review your code for you, and you can review other people's code. So
Right, right. So it's like what do you say? Worth much more worthy, right? For the
yeah.
effort that you put. Good. That was a good one. Next round, woman contribution in STEM. So what impact has VSTEM, that is woman in STEM, had on your journey in tech? And maybe you can also tell the audience what is VSTEM in brief.
Well, actually, that's a good question. I also don't know what to step. I don't really think about much that much. Okay. Then the movement of being the woman in STEM is
Mhm.
really help in changing the way people look at women. Is not just, let's say, I can tell you that when I started high school, one of my teacher used to tell me that a girl should not study
Mm.
technologies. You should go for business because it's easier and it's
Right,
much more suitable for girls, which you can understand that now it's not really true, yeah.
right, right,
But back then it was something that
mm.
appropriate to tell girls.
Right.
So one thing that I would say the woman in STEM movement that gave me is the
Mm-hmm.
confidence. The confidence about the opportunity for me to be inside technical field in the STEM
Mm-hmm.
field.
Right.
Say some of the conference, for example, they need to diversity in. That's the must that they have. They will be because we are considered minority, so they always wants to have female speakers. So it's
Mm-hmm.
become much open for female
Mm-hmm.
developer to actually join and speak there.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something that it gave me an opportunity to stand out
Mm-hmm.
and step up and try on the thing that I want to do in the instant
Mm-hmm.
and have a chance to be considered, how say, to be evaluated
Mm-hmm.
equally to
Right.
in the same
Mm-hmm.
scale and not like someone that is lesser or something. So yeah.
Right. So that's true. I mean, this wisdom is empowering women to get into the tech. So are you still a member, or do you contribute it in any way now?
It's not a certificate. It's not a something like a stamp that you must have in your profile. I mean, I
Hmm.
joined that in 2019,
Yeah, okay.
and the only thing is that I joined that because we're listed there for one of the women that support the movement. But it's you don't really need to be part of the. Yeah, long you can contribute to
Mm-hmm.
help other female women that to join the workforce or to have a to feel more
Mm-hmm.
confidence to join STEM, that is good enough. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
in my daily routine, like my team right now, where we try to be more like inclusive
Mm-hmm.
and we also become more and more, how say, yeah, inclusive talking and always
Mm-hmm.
think about equality and we advocate for more female involvement and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. Then again, the mindset of being fairness is part of the women in STEM.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing that piece of information. Now, we are going to an important round that is AI shift in web development. So, my first question is, how can someone best use AI as a tutor to improve their programming skills?
Wow, turn it off. You turn it off when you learn coding and writing it, and then turn it back on when you wanted to feedback on your code. And then always remember that we're trying to please you, so you really need to be critical, criticize with it, like ask it grounded, ask it to be honest, be criticized. I'll say I
Yeah.
don't remember how it was, but you understand what I meant. And
Yes, yes, yes. To criticize.
and yeah, and then and interact with it. Think about it like a pair programmer,
Right,
and
right.
but this pair programmer is always try to make you happy.
Do you have a custom rule or something that you have written? Do you use Copilot or do you use any tools?
I use Copilot and now I just started to use Cursor, but
Uh-huh. Okay.
I don't really use Rule that much. I'm starting to experiment with it. I've used it. I mainly use it to write tests for me and to fix some certain thing or generate basically code, test code, a component boilerplate. And LM, I'm only use the API to build, let's say, MCP server, MCP client application and stuff like that. I haven't tried much. Like I do use code completion, but I don't really use it without reading. Like I use it for small code and then I read it and then try to fix it myself or try to see if there's a better way to do it. But I'm pretty much how to say the classic way.
So you're striking a balance between
Yeah,
you're giving only half control or only control
yeah,
whenever it is needed.
yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. I'm doing the same as well. Turning it off. That advice is good. So next one is what roadmap should someone follow when starting to code with LLMs?
Turn it off.
Turn it off again, right?
No, I mean,
uh,
joking, joking. I would say that you can start with asking and give it very clear instruction on very small area of your code. Like you cannot just give it, okay, write a component that fire a rocket into the sky, something like that. That wouldn't work. You have to get like build an applications that can collate this and this and this. And this is the technical part. Number one, use Vue for front end, use Vue router for routing, stuff like that. You need to actually list out. So, and another thing is you cannot just say improve the test coverage. You have to say that, okay, this is the testing page or testing file. Please improve this file, analyze it and improve it. And then you have to see how it's thinking,
Mm-hmm.
make the scope of the work for LM as small as possible and as
Mm-hmm.
clear as possible,
Yes,
and then
possible.
start
Yes.
from there.
Mm-hmm. Clarity is very important because otherwise AI bring you everything that you have not ordered for, right? Good. My last question in this is, where do you go to stay updated for latest in AI? What resources are useful?
I don't have much time like we used to have to stay updated, but when I do, I usually go either on LinkedIn or on Twitter to see the updated, and sometimes I actually go to deep learning. That's a deep learning.ai. That was my very first
Mm-hmm.
resource for learning about for LLM and all this whole RAG and agents and stuff.
Agent and okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And but I usually follow, let's say OpenAI, I follow
Mm-hmm.
also Microsoft
Mm-hmm.
and also Google. I mean I'm the nice thing is because I'm a GDE, so I got
Mm-hmm.
on the latest about the model of Google AI and
Mm-hmm.
got to experiment with it. So that's how I can get updated. Other than
Mm-hmm.
that, I mean you can subscribe, but I think nowadays just go LinkedIn and Twitter. That would be enough.
Yeah, I guess there people already start talking, right? If you follow some experts, they're already talking about the hot things,
Yeah.
and then you look it up, and I guess you will understand. Good. Right. I one thing about you mentioned about GD. I was curious. How did you become, or how do one become a GD?
I got referred to be a recommended to be a
Mm-hmm.
GDA for web
Mm-hmm.
technologies.
Mm-hmm.
I think in 2020. So yeah, I mean, after you have to have someone that is GD that refer
Okay.
you to be a GD, and then there's the one that start the process. Then you will have they will review your profile, see how the contribution, how your public presentation,
Mm-hmm.
whether that match the standard or not.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you have one interview, I think one or two interview with one of the other GD or another
Mm-hmm.
Google internal. And then if you pass one of that, then you will get the GD's like the email say that congratulations, you're a GD.
So one is referral, and another thing is you should have a solid profile or
Yeah,
subject
you need
matter
to
expertise
basically you need to have a social media present. Like you need to
presence
be
as well. Okay.
speaking, you need to contribute to open source, something like
Mm.
that.
People should really watch that podcast if you want to write a book. Maya have shared a lot of insights there. But I guess this is a different question, what they haven't asked. So, what advice do you have for developers who want to write but feel they are not expert enough?
Well, first of all, you're already an expert because you want to write. I mean, no one is an expert. Trust me.
Okay.
Everyone had to start from somewhere, right? Even
Mm.
the most experienced, most like
Mm-hmm.
best-selling author, he was used to be once starting to write his first
Mm-hmm.
article and stuff like that. So
Okay.
just
Okay.
go ahead.
So, regarding your first book, like, did they approach you to write it or did you volunteer?
Yeah, they approached me.
Okay. And was it after the conference?
Yeah, well, after the conference, I mean, after several conference, and I also do open source and talk
Mm-hmm.
about uh, like best practices, and then it's just
Okay.
eventually all the opportunity will come.
Come, okay. Then you were like, let's do it.
Yeah, it was one of the things I want to try.
Okay, right. Yeah, I saw that it's not an easy thing to start. So do it only if you want to really do it. That's what the
Yeah,
advice you gave.
yeah.
Okay.
If you want to start writing something small like an article. Don't start with a book. You will
Book, yeah.
just probably kill your whole idea of how to the whole feeling about writing a book, writing or technical writing.
Okay, yes. So this is the last question in this round. So how has publishing a book changed your confidence, opportunities, or impact in tech world? Did things change altogether after writing the book? Like after
Not
writing the O'Reilly, last book from
exactly.
O'Reilly?
It does give me, let's say, it changed me the way I see things because writing a book is very different from writing articles and very different from writing short article, different from speaking, different from everything. So, and it's the effort of a lot of different cases because you actually have to write a proposal for your book.
Mm-hmm.
And then you work with your editor in order to make sure that whatever you're writing is professional enough or understandable for the
Mm-hmm.
audience, and she will get feedback regarding whether this is good or not. So I learned a lot about how you structure the chapter, how
Mm-hmm.
you write, what language you use, and which
Mm-hmm.
part you think that is maybe it's interesting, but it's not that interesting for the target audience of your book.
Mm-hmm.
And and working with editor, working
Mm-hmm.
with designer for the book cover,
Mm-hmm.
and we also do some sort of quiz for who learner in the platform.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also another thing that I need to think about what I want to ask, what I want to check the audience after they read my books and chapters and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
in a way that is contribute to me in a way that give me feedback regarding how to write, and it's helped me to improve my writing skill
Mm-hmm.
and also give me a chance to organize my workflow in order to be able to squeeze this writing book inside my daily routine.
Mm-hmm.
Technical wise, I mean, professional wise, yes, it does give me a lot of opportunities and a lot of upgrade. With especially if you
Mm-hmm.
write a book, you become more or less tied to the book, and
Mm-hmm.
you actually need to do a lot of research to make sure that
Mm-hmm.
your content is accurate. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then when people look at you or they look at the books, you also need to make sure that whatever you say is
Mm-hmm.
beneficial for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's good.
I guess it
Coverage
becomes.
why not the yeah, sorry.
Sorry, you can continue. You were saying something.
No, no, no. No.
So I meant to say I meant to say it gets easy to get a job in Vue because you just say I wrote a book in Vue.
Actually, no. Yeah, I do. Like you said, you write say that you write a book review, you probably get a shortcut. But then you still need to do interview because writing
Right.
a book is good for your profile and make you look more how they
Mm,
professional and professional know what you're doing. But you
right.
still need to polish your technical skill in order to
Mm,
get.
right.
So yeah.
Good. So that was end of the writing. So this is the last round, official round. After that, we'll have a rapid fire. So this round is called closing round. So my first question is, if you were starting out today, that is in 2025, what would you do differently in your learning path? I mean, how would you learn web development differently if you're starting in 2025?
You mean talking about just web development?
Yes, because you spent 15 years doing web development, so and
Well, I probably will learn more about how the engine work, the V8,
mhm,
the JavaScript in the browser, how it works, how it's parsed, and
mhm,
basically the browser engine, and then focus a lot about design and thinking,
mhm,
and basic. Of course, you still need to work with the coding, like JavaScript coding and CSS,
mhm,
but you can actually use AI to help me prepare a study plan so I don't have to
mhm,
start and thinking, okay, wait, I just saw Knockout, I just saw React, where should I start? Should I start React? I will
mhm,
still focus on JavaScript, and
mhm,
then after that, I will work with AI and to actually learn like interactive learning. So
mhm, right.
so I usually do like I ask I to be my teacher, like play as the
Mhm,
teacher and give me some assignment, and then I'll answer it, and then I'll collaborate, like see
mhm,
counter question that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that absolutely is as an amazing feeling, right? It's like having a teacher at your fingertip always. They ask you and they correct you. That's a good one, yes. All right, so this is the last round, rapid fire. So are you ready, Maya? We have 10 questions, okay? So the first question is,
Yeah.
book or blog post you gift the most or like to recommend to others?
I think front end master. Yeah,
Hmm.
front end
Is that a
master.
website?
I think so. Or maybe that too. That too have a lot of the front end
Two.
development,
They have two
front end
blocks.
thing. Yeah.
And also your book.
Yeah, of course, but that's very specific if you want to learn Vue. So
It doesn't matter. You just gift them.
yeah.
Learn View.
Okay, so my book, Learn Vue.
Exactly. All right. My second question. Favorite tech YouTuber or YouTubers in the field of web development?
I don't watch YouTube, so
No?
I will
Okay.
pass.
Okay, all right. Next question. Name three of your role models or heroes in web development.
Here's a Christian Herman from where we are developer, a Debbie O'Brien, and probably even you.
When you...
Yeah.
All right, great. I'll also link them in the show notes. Yeah. All right. Next question. Name three skills that coders need other than coding. I mean, you have answered this already,
Yeah,
but maybe.
okay. Critical thinking, problem solving, communication.
Huh, okay. That was fast. All right. Next question. One strategy to stay razor sharp to get things done.
Okay. Drink coffee.
Drink coffee? Okay. That's the best strategy, I guess, for coders. All right. Next one. Name three subscriptions that you cannot live without as a coder. But in general, like, for a coder, you say, okay, maybe this extension is good. I should pay and buy it. Or, maybe this software is good. So something like
So
that.
are you want to use Cloudinary, ChatGPT,
Uh-huh. Okay.
and Cloud and Trophy?
Okay. So these are the three subscriptions. Okay. Next question. As developers, we sit a lot. Do you have a habit or hack to stay healthy?
Go running.
Okay, so not so easy, but okay. Um, Next one. One enjoyable activity besides coding for you.
Drawing.
Drawing. Ah,
Yeah.
yes, you spoke about illustration. Do you do it on iPad?
Yeah, I do it on iPad. I have a application called Procreate, and I
Procreate.
just get to the yeah.
Yes, yes. Even I use the Procreate to draw.
Hmm.
Nice. Next one. Name three movies that inspired you because I see that you watch a lot of movies.
Oh, Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Gone with the Wind, like pretty old. Yeah, like Gone with the Wind is
Gone
like
with
a
the
very
Wind.
classic. Yeah. So Iron Man is my favorite. And the
Mine too.
last
I have some
one,
Iron Man here, you see.
yeah,
This is an
I
AI
love that
generated
one.
Iron Man because ChatGPT doesn't allow if you tell AI. Okay,
Yeah, and the
nice.
third one, wow, I just forgot about that. Something I suddenly forgot about the name. I
Oh,
would say Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good one. Yeah. And is there anything like coding specific movies?
The internship, like that was a funny one.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that was a funny one.
Last question. Where do you find latest news on web development?
Twitter
Twitter or X, we call it. Yes. Do you use Hacker News?
used to, not that
Hmm.
much.
All right. So that was the end of all the rounds. So thank you very much, Maya. I have one last screen. So where do you think people can find you?
LinkedIn, my
Yes, I've got
website.
your name.
Yeah,
Got you.
yep, and my Twitter.
Got you.
And you can also be in Blue Sky. I mean, if you are Blue Sky, then I'm also on Blue Sky.
On Blue Sky. Mhm.
And I'm at Facebook.
What was the last one?
Facebook.
Facebook. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
I
but
have
these
to.
three, these three is important. I mean, the more active place,
All right. All
especially,
right.
yeah, LinkedIn is more active nowadays. So
Okay. I'll also put that in the show notes. Great, Maya. Then I'll wind up here. Thank you very much for being part of the show. I really wanted to have you on my show from a long time, and I'm glad that it finally happened. And you shared a lot of really great advices for people who are in this field. So I really appreciate everything.
thank you for having me. Really appreciate that. And I enjoyed the conversation. It's a lot of things to talk about.
Okay, great.